But my favorite is the canna cumin, especially for what we're talking about, because this has the hemp with oregano and turmeric and even rosemary. So you've just got all the brain team basically here in one product that you just take the soft gels very easily. But yeah, and it goes right up the nose, and you're gonna feel it immediately, and it's gonna actually probably cause you to blow your nose, and that's what you should do. And you can do this a few times a day, and it's
Yeah.
really simple. Just once
Two, and you're
pro.
breathing in deep.
Breathe it in, yes.
Welcome, everybody, back to an episode of the Healthy Habit Podcast. We're talking with Mr. Stephen Harkins today, episode 29, everybody. You might remember Stephen from episode 21, which was our part 2 in our 2-part series on cardiovascular health and prevention, which started in February for Heart Month. Stephen, welcome back to another episode, my friend. How we doing?
I'm doing great. I can't believe you guys have 29 episodes now.
It's amazing. Yeah, 2 a week. We've been putting out shows every Tuesday, Thursday. And the guests like yourself have been incredible. So we're just blessed. Stephen, since our last conversation about 8 episodes ago, this is our monthly check-in. How are we doing on your end?
I'm doing great, and our hearts are working well around here. So we have to take our own advice. I mean, that's kind of the number one rule, is we have to live by what we preach. And we've been doing good. We finally got out of the cold here in Chicago, Illinois.
Right.
We got some 70s going on, and lots of new things going on in the company in the works. No, you wouldn't expect anything else from us. So
And let's take a little step back. So Stephen Harkins is the Director of Education at North American Urban Spice, as well as Physician Strength, which we've mentioned, and we'll probably dive into that over the coming episodes with Stephen. So North American Urban Spice is one of our fan favorites here at Healthy Habit Health Foods and Medical Center, and they've been going strong for decades as a company, and we're excited to dive into it today here with Stephen, talking about brain-boosting options through North American Urban Spice. And jot this website down, folks, NorthAmericanUrbanSpice.com. That's herb like Herb and spice.com. You can even get there by doing oreganol.com, which is oregano with an L at the end.com. Stephen, tell us about brain-boosting ideas here.
yeah, so I think it's something we all need to really be thinking about, pun intended. You got to have some go-tos. You've got to know what supports the brain, because there's enough things out there in our diet that really harm the brain. So and a lot of these are foods. And so some of the things we got on the list to talk about today are B vitamins, notably beef liver. Grass-fed beef liver as a huge source of B vitamins, something we want to dive into. And we've got the turmeric hemp combination to really support and kind of protect that neural activity and keep this brain cells going strong, and some information about that. And then you get into the area of mental health as well, which is, tightly connected to, besides the cognition, the memory. And then we even, so we've got rosemary for remembrance, and we've got a really special wild rosemary we're going to talk to you about. And then, of course, we have some strategies that you can use to age gracefully. And if you've got any test coming up, or, a big project, this would be a good video for you.
So let's start with the B vitamins then. This is an incredibly important topic. We've seen people regain their mental health and consciousness and reduced aggression and irritability with B vitamins with various clients, especially elderly people. They're low on B vitamins, we've realized over the years. So tell us your thoughts on B vitamins and which product will give us these B vitamins through North American.
Well, to be or not to be, that is the question. And B vitamins, just think of them as brain vitamins, B for brain. And we don't want to just give you B1 alone. We don't want to just give you B12 by itself. We want to give you the whole shebang. So we want to give you the B complex. And in foods and nature, a lot of times that's why you end up seeing Bs together and not separated. And it has to come from whole food, because your body really is going to absorb it much more efficiently. And the actually interesting thing, we'll get into the probiotics, but the gut, and when it's performing well and it's healthy, it makes some of the B vitamins for you. And a lot of that then it starts in the gut and it goes up into the brain. And so you think about the neurotransmitters that make us happy, like serotonin and dopamine and these kind of things. In order to make some of these neurotransmitters, you actually need B6. So you need that's a vitamin that you absolutely need, which is found in our beef liver. B12 is another one. A lot of people are familiar with probably B12 is the more famous out of all the Bs that people recognize because they want
Right.
energy. But rather than just giving energy, B12 is needed just for your nervous system,
Hmm.
just for the health of your nerves to actually function properly. And if you're deficient in these B vitamins, you're going to notice a huge difference in not just your energy, but of course, a lot of times your mood and mental health, which is connected with. If you have a great mental health situation, your energy is probably going to be really good as well.
So the purely liver you mentioned as well, and then we even have the purely pack. Am I correct? Which is another way to get the different B vitamins. What are the different options here that we can start with, and people can go visit Stan the Demo Man, who's in house Tuesday through Saturday, and come with your list ready for Stan.
So you can drink your B vitamins in a powder. We have that. It's called Purely B, and that's also in capsule form in our Purely pack, which is all the vitamins together. If you're not sure what you're deficient in, you can take everything. But that would just the Purely B is a powder that you can do in smoothies, and it's got some Taruli yeast, some sprouted rice bran, some chaga mushroom in there as well. And so that's like a smoothie type deal if you like to do your vitamins that way. Then you have for the on the go person like myself, these got some right here, the Purely liver. And so this is the one, it's a New Zealand grass fed beef liver with a chlorophyll capsule with some P73 oregano powder in there. And I like this because it's easy to do. You take about 5 capsules a day. It's a 30-day month supply. And I like it because it's quick and I don't have to make a smoothie and it's just right down the hatch.
So those would be the two options. And we have the purely B powder, which is like you said, you can sneak that into a smoothie, oatmeal, and then we have the capsule version, the purely liver, the beef capsules. And of course, in North American urban spice fashion, there's got to be oregano added in there. I was
It's
waiting
got
for that. I was gonna say, there it is, right?
antioxidant value, neuroprotection is the name of the game. And yeah, it's just another way to make sure that your meat stays doesn't go rancid and stays fresh longer.
Right. And so the purely family, if I'm correct, we have four options now or maybe five here. So purely B powder, the purely liver, we have purely C, and then purely pack, and even purely zinc, right?
Yes, we do. Yep. Whenever you see that purely, there's usually some nutrient that's going to follow.
So purely basically it's your whole food line, really. Is that
Yes.
correct? It's coming from actual food sources to get these vitamins and minerals that people are commonly low in.
Yes. Yep. The tried and true way that our that humanity's been doing for
There you go.
thousands of years. So
Absolutely. And again, folks, Stan the Demo Man's in house, and he has samples, literature, books, free books authored by Dr. Cass Ingram, the late great, for a purchase of any two products in the line. For example, the Purely Bee powder that we just highlighted and the Purely Liver capsules. Bam, you get a free book to add to your library by a late great, by a legend who has 20 plus books, 25 plus books out there. So again, Stan the Demo Man, demoing North American urban spices products, especially coming Friday, Saturday. It's our extended hours, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., only on Friday, Saturday. All right, Steven. So that was the Purely B. We highlighted the importance of B vitamins. You need them to produce neurotransmitters, right? You need them for different mental health situations like anxiety, depression, even. So, how can a product like hempenol, or the different hemp varieties here, like we even have canna curcumin as an option. Let's highlight the different hemp varieties through North American.
yes, because there was this huge thing about CBD and we've been carrying hemp since probably 2015, like right after that Farm Bill Act, passed. But we do it totally different and you're gonna like this. So it's raw. There's no heat involved. It's just a carbon dioxide extraction, CO2. And what that allows is for us to actually maintain and preserve every single phytonutrient and phytochemical found naturally within the hemp complex, which is over 400 identified different, cofactors going on. So with that, uh, the hemp is shown to activate your cannabinoid receptors, many of which are around the brain area. And so that's just a way of kind of causing a chemical balance in your chemical messaging system, which is your nervous system. And so if you have a lot of inflammation, if you get a lot of headaches, if you have what we call brain farts, if you're just having a trouble remembering what you came into the kitchen for,
Right.
a lot of people like to use hemp, but it's not an isolated CBD. It's just CBD with plus everything else involved.
So which that's just any of the hemp products that are available through
That
North
would
American, or
be
is that which
if you
ones?
if you're
Yeah,
looking, good question, and if you're looking for just pure hemp, you know exactly what you want. That's going to be called hempanol CF,
got it.
and the CF, Dr. Dehan, it stands for calm and focus. And so this is of course good if you have a lot of stress, anxiety, and things like that. You can go to this, for mental health support as well as neuro brain support.
Okay, so the hempanol CF you said?
That's called the CF.
Got it.
And then
Hempanol CF.
we do have one with the oregano and hemp together. And this is also good for headaches and good for pain because the oregano has that inflammation support component, high antioxidants. So, of course, if maybe you have chronic pain, you might look at something like hempanol with the oregano and hemp together.
Right.
And then we have a sleep one that's called hempanol PM. But my favorite is the canna curcumin, especially for what we're talking about, because this has the hemp with oregano and turmeric and even rosemary. So you've just got all the brain team basically here in one product that you can just, take the soft gels very easily.
Canna curcumin, like cannabis, basically cannabinoids,
Yep.
and that's
Cannabis.
CANN, two N's and an A, and then curcumin, like curcumin.
Correct. Yes.
Amazing. So all these hemp products from the hempanol CF, which is for calm and focus specifically. Then we have the hempanol with oregano, rosemary in there. Then you said the hempanol PM for more nighttime focus, help you get to bed quicker and more restful sleep. And then the canna curcumin. All of those hemp options are CO2 extracted, you said?
Correct. So just to preserve all the natural compounds as we find them in nature.
Right. So we have different options. If someone's listening to this and they're like, okay, where do I start? Well, we just laid it out. It depends which one. If you're more in pain, maybe consider that canna curcumin, right? The fast acting pain relief because of the turmeric in there. If you
Yeah.
need more of sleep, maybe go for the hempanol PM. It's always wise to come in and talk to one of our staff here. They'll help you out. Anything else you wanted to touch on for the hemp before we switch to the rosemary and essence of rosemary I wanted to discuss?
Yeah, yeah. So the canna curcumin and specifically has the turmeric component,
All
and
right.
turmeric is a subject of studies not just for pain. I know we always think about pain, but also
Right.
for brain. And some of those studies involve comparing it to Prozac, an antidepressant, and finding that it works similarly without the side effects. So definitely check out turmeric. Another thing is the turmerones is a compound inside of turmeric, and also in subjects of studies that has shown promising results in terms of dementia and Alzheimer's. Um, and I will mention one thing about going back to those beef liver capsules. They have something else in there called choline.
Okay.
Choline is essential for brain function, as you know, Dr. Dehan. And a lot of people who have had neurodegenerative diseases, they find a link sometimes with choline deficiency. And you can get tons of it from beef liver in that beef liver product.
Amazing. So different ways to get that in, and the B12, and you're getting the 400, you said, different constituents when you do a CO2 extraction. Is that what you mentioned?
Yes, yeah, it's really the best extraction method in the industry to
From
just
the hemp.
preserve everything from hemp, from
Yeah.
hemp.
Although it's not just CBD, right? Or the
Right.
THC component of cannabis. There's so many different, there's like CBG and CBA and all these different ones that you're preserving in that hemp plant. So
Yes,
that's amazing.
you've got again, it's 400 identified. They know these things are there and they've
Yeah.
measured individual properties for each one.
So tell us now about rosemary. I know that's there. You have a standalone rosemary product, but then it's also in various other formulas as well. Actually, you mentioned it in I think it was in our last episode there at episode 21. You mentioned rosemary. We talked about that a little bit for brain health and memory. So let's dive into rosemary here a little bit.
Yeah, so rosemary is amazing. It's in the family with oregano and sage. We get ours from the Wild Mountain source, just like those other two spices. And rosemary it has things like pinene, carnosic acid, and rosmarinic acid. Rosmarinic acid is going to be more on that inflammation support side we talked about last time. But the carnosic acid is hands down very potent in terms of supporting your memory. And this is not something that, is like a theory.
Right.
There's plenty of data out there on it, and they've known it for a long time. And, it's so powerful that just sniffing rosemary they've measured can help improve your memory. So let
Wow.
alone taking it edibly is going to really help you there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's actual peer-reviewed medical papers on this improving blood flow to the brain and actual retention and memory recall and everything. So, but the key is consistency, right?
Has to be, yeah. I mean, I would challenge anybody to take some of that rosemary oil that we do. It's called rosemanol, and just start trying it. You don't need much, 5 drops, 2 or 3 times a day, and take it and see if it doesn't improve your brain function. And I'd give it about a couple weeks or so to let it start kicking in for you. I know I used it over the years, even in my previous job, I was using it and at FedEx, and we had a lot of packages and different things coming our way, and we had to remember details. And I was amazed at how much it helped.
Can you spell that one out for us, Stephen?
The rosemanol,
Yeah.
that would be ROSE, like rose, and then MAN, like man, OL.
Okay, kind of like oregano. So the rosemanol, got it. And this comes in just a liquid option, correct?
Well, it does come in two options.
Okay.
So it comes in the oil, which is really the more potent, concentrated form. And then you also have, and which is interesting, it's hard to find rosemary oils you can actually edibly take that are safe to do so. So I point that out. It's safe. The other thing is it's called essence of rosemary, and it's like our juice of oregano. It's a hydrosol, which means it's a water extract that's rich in oxygen. So not only are you getting the rosmarinic and the carnosic compounds, you're getting the oxygen flow, which you absolutely need in order to boost brain function.
Wow. And again, it's wild rosemary, which has been shown to dramatically support a healthy age prevention response for the internal body, the skin, and also for healthy enzyme response, including glutathione production. So give us a reminder of when you say handmade and charged with sun energy, which I'm pulling directly here from NorthAmericanHerbandSpice.com. Again, rosemanol, ROSEMANOL. Tell us what this is referring to here, charged with the sun energy and handmade, as well as ethically harvested. Those are three things you don't see on many products, to be honest. Those exact three. Tell us about it.
Well, if I could I try to paint a picture for you here where the rosemary is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It is in the remote Mediterranean mountain region, close to where Turkey is currently. And yeah, this stuff grows wild, on the hills and the sides of mountains. And we have a team that understands they live in the area, and they have a respect for the land and also for what grows there. And they ethically harvest. So they're making sure they are not harvesting everything, because some of the livestock, like the goats and the animals, they eat from that. And you have to leave some on the land in order for it to grow back. It's a perennial herb, but if you take it all, it could take years to grow back. So also everything is tested to make sure there's no heavy metals, any kind of toxins. And then it's let's say sun charged. That's the other thing. So it meaning that it's not growing in a greenhouse. It's not, being hydroponically grown or anything like that. It's very important to get the sun charged energy because there is an actual benefit to the human body. It's actually more of a living organism that way. And then you're getting this ionic energy, which is really wonderful for your own health, for your own mental support and energy versus just getting it. It's like strawberries. You'd rather have strawberries from the fields. A lot of the commercial growers, they grow them indoors now, and
Right.
you're just getting like the mainstream indoor strawberries. They look the same, but they don't give you the same energy and vibrancy that the wild strawberries will do.
Yeah, and all you'll find in this formula is the rosemary with olive oil, correct? The extra virgin olive oil.
Yes. So it's safe to take even under the tongue. And again, you don't need much because it's very strong. You just take like 5 to 10 drops
Okay.
and you are good.
Amazing. So we've been discussing brain boosting herbs and vitamins and minerals here with Stephen Harkins, director of EDU at North American Herb and Spice. Before maybe we can close off here in the last couple minutes with allergy health, because it's been a popular question here among our customers and patients. A lot of people are dealing with different allergy issues, but give us a little summary, Stephen, of brain boosting ways and strategies that we can do this and help preserve our memory. A lot of people need help with this.
Well, I think we have to start with the nasal spray for the nose, the Cyanurega. That one is, of course, some sage, oregano, bay leaf, and clove, but in a nasal wash, which who does that? You'd never see nasal washes do that, but it's completely pure. It's something that you just inject right up the nose. In fact, we now have the 2 ounce size with this, so it just shoots a pre-metered dose, shoots the mist directly up your nose, and then it helps you clear out the sinuses. And of course, if you have an infection, it's going to address that head on versus just doing water and salt. You've got a little bit more power going on in the nasal cavity.
Yeah, I've got mine right here, Stephen. This is the real deal. Yeah, been using this multiple times per day. It's pretty intense. Might take some time getting used to it for a lot of people, but give us a little demo, maybe how to use it.
Well, I would say don't let that intimidate you because it just means it's working. That you might feel a slight like warming sensation in your nose when you take it. That is the spice oils. But I got to tell you, there's nothing worse than a full-blown sinus infection, sinusitis. You're miserable. And so all you got to do is, just gonna take off the cap here, and you just shoot the mist. And I'll just show you. You might be able to see the mist on camera, but you just press down.
Mm-hmm.
It shoots the mist directly up. Sometimes I use it as like a natural spray in my
Mm.
house, actually. But yeah, and it goes right up the nose, and you're gonna feel it immediately, and it's gonna actually probably cause you to blow your nose, and that's what you should do. And you can do this a few times a day, and it's
Yeah,
really simple. Just one squirt.
squirt it up there. I like going two if you can, two, and
You're a
just breathe
pro.
in deep.
Breathe it in, yes,
And
and
same thing on the other side,
both
right?
nostrils.
Yeah, it gives you a good kick for sure. And it gets the nose running. It clears up that mucus, which a lot of people are having that congestion. And you'll even look like you're crying for a moment there. That's that oregano kicking in. Is that right, Steven?
That's right. Right. That means it's working there.
All right, so the Sinu folks. Again, Sinu like sinus, but Sinu Orega. You can see how red the eyes are there, right? It's really kicking in pretty good right now. So that has the purified water, the wild oil of oregano, some sea salt in there with clove, sage, and then bay leaf. So this is something that you can take even as a preventative, right? You don't have to wait until you get a full blown sinus or allergic reaction, right? You can take this daily.
Yes, and like if you're traveling, this summer, you're going to the airport, I would definitely, be proactive and then take it in the hotel because inevitably you get that musty air and environment through the vent, and it could be a lifesaver. It's definitely something we always take when we travel.
Sinu Orega, everybody. I highly recommend it. It clears the sinuses. It does a really keep a box of Kleenex close to you while you're using it. It really flushes things out, and it's a good way to start getting herbs into your life instead of just another capsule.
Yes, absolutely. And it works. That's the big thing about it. We don't hold back. That's why it's so strong.
I like that you highlighted one product there because that's somewhere to start. Some people are coming in, they're not ready to buy seven things, right, and go on a shopping spree here. They want to get one solid starting point for their allergies and seasonal allergies and sinus infections and congestion, runny nose, mucus. So Sinuorega, that's a great place to start, and it even goes down the back of the throat too, so it can help clear any congestion there as well. So give us a little recap, Stephen, then about brain health and where we can go from here. How do we start? Should we go with the purely bee powder? We mentioned the purely liver capsules that are available now, which we have right here on the shelf at Healthy Habit, and all the different rosemary and hemp options. So give us a take home here.
I would I always say with every category, have a nutrition option and have an herb option. So nutritionally speaking, the B vitamins would be the most important here in this conversation, and it's something that most of us don't get enough of anyway. And when we talk about this, we're talking about over 300% of your B12, just the B12 in here alone per serving that your body can readily absorb. So I would get that. I'd go out and get the beef liver capsules. They have a lot of benefits for your liver and your strength and energy as well.
Right.
And then you could definitely look at doing the um, um, what was it? See, now I need some
Need
rosemary.
some
Maybe I
the
should go to the
rosemary
rosemary.
essence.
Yeah, the can of cumin. That's
Yeah.
it. The one with the hemp, the turmeric. I haven't had mine today, and the rosemary. And so that would be huge too, because another thing that they found in a lot of the mental health issues is brain inflammation. And so when you've got a healthy person who's generally
Hmm.
positive outlook on life, they don't have the brain inflammation in the scan.
Wow.
So you can take care of so many avenues just with cannacumin and the beef liver capsules.
That's a great angle. I like the way you went on that angle with neuroinflammation, literally. So it makes sense to take anti-inflammatories not just for pain or sore joints, right? Sore whatever, just pain or headaches, but mental health is connected, anxiety, depression, there's a strong link with neuroinflammation there. So you're
Yes.
hitting it from that angle too. So great place to end it there then for episode 29, Stephen. I always appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on and giving us the demos, showing the Sanyo Regan last time with the Palma Max demo and the Mountain Spring Water. Thank you, my friend.
More to come. Thank you guys. Visit Healthy Habit. They're the best.
We appreciate you and the whole team there and Judy at North American, and we'll talk to you soon in our next monthly check in.
Sounds good.